Hi, this is Diane Lovetobake, and what we're going to make is a chocolate cereal roll, and it is a quick and easy recipe to put together. You're going to need put a pot on your stove, and what you're going to start off with is 3/4 of a cup of corn syrup. Now I'm using the dark corn syrup, but you can go ahead and use the traditional light clear corn syrup, but I like the dark. I think it adds a little bit of caramel flavor to it. And put that in your pot, and this is on medium heat. And then you're going to put in 3/4 of a cup of granulated sugar. And what you're going to do is you're just going to wait till it bubbles a little. You don't have to wait for a full boil or anything like that, just till it melts that sugar and corn syrup a little bit. So you just want it to come up to just some light bubbles in the bottom of your pan. Now it'll take us just a second or two for that to do that. And what we're going to be putting in next is peanut butter. And you're going to be using 3/4 of a cup of peanut butter. And this can be whatever type brand that you like, of course. And this is looking good. I've got some little bubbles on the bottom here, so I'm ready to put my peanut butter in. That was 3/4 of a cup. And then just stir that in. Now once you stir the peanut butter in, then take it off the heat. So I'm just waiting till I stir it in a little bit and it all comes together. Okay, and then take it off your heat. And it'll look like this. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to put in butter, and you're going to need 2 tablespoons of butter. Now if you don't want to use butter, go ahead and use margarine. Your mixture will be warm enough that you'll be able to just bring that butter in and it'll come together for you. I had the butter at room temperature. Okay, and just wait till it's nice and smooth. Just stir this just for a couple seconds here to make sure that butter is all combined here. Okay, there we go. Then you're going to need 4½ cups of the Rice Krispie cereal. Okay. And I think I'm actually going to combine it in my pan here instead of my bowl. And then I'm just going to stir it in. Just put a little in at a time. Okay, let's put the rest in. I want to move this along for the video here. Okay, at least you know you're going to use your arm with this, that's for sure. Combining this all together. Just make sure that it's as even as possible. Okay. There we go. There we go. It's coming together. Okay, very good. All right, I'm going to get rid of this here for a second. And you're going to need a jelly roll pan. This is a lot larger than a jelly roll pan, but what I did was I lightly sprayed the bottom, and then I put wax paper on top, and I sprayed the wax paper. And then just take your mixture and pour it onto your pan, like that. Grab a knife here just to get the excess out of there and get all that out of my pan. Okay, we'll set that aside. Okay. And then just start spreading it out on your pan. What I like to do is, you can use your spoon or a spatula, that kind of thing. I like to just use my clean hands, spray it with a little bit of oil spray, and then just start patting it down into your pan and even it out. Again, my pan is a little large for this. And then I'm just going to use the palms of my hands to kind of even it and stretch it and push it out to be just a little bit bigger. And you're able to do this without burning yourself, because it'll be just setting up for you. Okay? All right, and it'll look like that in your pan. I'm going to rinse my hands real quick here. Okay. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're actually going to make the filling for this roll. So in another bowl, we're going to put a 1/3 cup of butter. And I'm going to grab another spoon here. Put your 1/3 of a cup of butter in there. I've had it at room temperature. Okay, and I'll just break up the butter. Now, if you don't want to use butter, go ahead and use margarine, okay? And then you're going to need 1½ cups of powdered sugar, and I'm just going to put a little bit in with the butter and mix it with my spoon. You're also going to be putting in 2/3 of a cup of unsweetened baking cocoa, so I'm going to put a little of that in. And then now, of course, we're going to need milk. And generally, I can do it with about 3 tablespoons of milk, but I always keep some extra on hand because sometimes you need more. Okay, so I'm going to put the rest of my powdered sugar in and mix that. The rest of that milk, I do have some on reserve just in case. And I'm going to put the rest of the baking cocoa in. And then I'm going to check it now for its thickness. If I think it's too thick, I'm going to add a little bit of milk, you know, maybe a teaspoon or a tablespoon, that kind of thing. But it's coming together. The filling is coming together. I'm going to show you that in just a second. Okay, there you go. I didn't need any more than the 3 tablespoons. Sometimes it does need a little bit more, so be prepared for that. But there you go. You've got a nice, thick, shiny chocolate filling. Okay. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to spread that over the top of this. And I'll just put it down in different spots here because I think it's easier to spread it that way. Okay, there we go. And then with my spatula, I'll just start spreading out that filling. Now you can use your spoon or your spatula or a knife and just spread that chocolate as evenly as possible to your cookie base here. Okay. I'm going to get the rest of this chocolate off. I'll use it all up here. Get that all out of the bowl. It really smells so good. I mean, here you've got a dessert with chocolate and peanut butter combined. What a great combination. Okay, and then just smooth it out. I'll show you what that looks like. Let's get rid of that. And it'll look like this. Okay? And then all you gotta do is pull up on your one side of your wax paper and start to roll it. And then just keep pulling it and pulling it and pulling it till you have a roll. And what you're going to do is once you reach the end, okay, like that, then I just continue, whoops, and then I roll it with the rest of the paper, and I put that in my refrigerator till it hardens, okay? And I'm going to set that aside for the moment, and I will show you what one looks like. It is best to keep it refrigerated. And I have one here to show you. Just take your paper off. Okay? And it will come out and look like this beautiful log. Okay? And then when you're ready, you just slice a piece. You'll see the chocolate peanut butter. It'll be just fantastic. Now, what I also like to do, I'm going to show you real quickly. This is optional, of course. You don't want to do this. But I just like to step it up just a little bit. I want to show you one that I took and I covered it with chocolate. I melted about 6 ounces of milk chocolate bars to 1½ teaspoons of shortening in a bowl in my microwave, and then I poured it over the log or the roll, and then I put chocolate sprinkles on top. And let me cut this, and it'll show you how really pretty it comes out. So now you have chocolate on the outside, chocolate on the inside with peanut butter. So either one, whatever you decide, and give it a try, one covered with chocolate or one that is not. What a great tasting treat. Quick to make, easy to make, not a lot of time to put this together. And try it with a cup of coffee or a cup of tea. I hope you like this recipe. And if you give it a try and you like it, leave a comment because I'd like to hear from you. And as always, thanks for watching and please subscribe.